So, hello everyone. It feels like no time has passed at all since our first gate, and we're coming up to the second Venus moon gate in the evening star cycle. So, Venus is rising in the sky. So, um, make sure you look out for we're at a dark moon, and on the 5th is when the alignment will take place, so she'll be a little crescent moon, and you'll probably see Venus like almost inside her, if we get a clear night, so fingers crossed that we do. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I had a really interesting attunement come to me. It was inspired by something in the Gene Keys called my treeness, a meditation called my treeness. And I had this image of us using the tree of life as we rise through the chakras. So I'm going to bring that in today, and that's something we can use to, as we go through each of the gates, is imagine ourselves rising from the roots of a tree and the new that has been birthed through Venus and rising up through the chakras. And then I've got a little presentation about the astrology, what's particularly is going on at the moment. We're in Gene Key 18, really fascinating Gene Key. I can see someone, which I hope you will all maybe have something to share of your experience of this energy and this Gene Key, maybe for others who don't as well. How have you worked with this Gene Key? So we will all be working with this Gene Key 18 over the next month. Venus is obviously there. I think she's there definitely on Tuesday, tomorrow. So she could already be in the 18, and then the moon and her will come together. And yeah, and then the last part of the call, we will have a conversation. But let's go into this attunement first of all. So I invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths together, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And actually, I notice my fingers have automatically gone into Gene Key 18 mudra, which you can take up if you like, where all the fingertips are touching, creating like a pyramid. And just breathing together. I invite you to tune into a tree. Perhaps it's a tree that you know, a special tree. Perhaps it's a tree. My tree is one I've only met once, but it connects with this particular journey. Or perhaps it's a tree that you want to imagine. You might have a tree of life in your culture. In Europe, it's often the ash tree. Just tune into who your tree wants to be today, and it may stay the same tree through the whole of our ascending process. So let's begin by going into our root chakra and sending our breath down with the roots of the tree. Sending deep roots through the water system, layers of clay and earth. Dream into the geology of where you live. What are your roots going into? And is there a special quality you might feel from those substances, stones, rocks, crystals, water that lie beneath you? And from the roots of the trees are billions and billions of mycelium, creating a network of intelligence with Gaia. To really breathe into that, because we are part of this intelligent network with Gaia. And a month ago, we all came through this root chakra together in a contemplation of the 59th gene key, which took us on a journey, the shadow of dishonesty to the gift of intimacy and the city of transparency. So imagine as we rise through this tree of entering this field of transparency where we could be together without hiding any part of ourselves, being totality, to reclaim what has been severed or repressed, reclaim things, parts of ourselves we might feel ashamed of or it's just irritating. We don't want them there. It causes trouble. And just inviting these energies which can create a lot of turmoil and chaos in our lives, just to rest in this field of the tree with us, to be held in the strength of our treeness. And today we're going to rise up into the trunk of the tree, the belly of the tree. I invite you, if it feels right, just to place your hands now on your belly, your sacral chakra, and connecting in with the water element in this chakra. Incredible relationship of trees and water. The miracle of water on our planet, its many formations, the way that it enables life on our planet, it enables our lives. So drawing the energies up through the root chakra and into the sacral and into the energy field of Gene Key 18, leading from the shadow of judgment to the city of perfection. Let's rest for a moment in the sacral, just building that acidic frequency of perfection through your breath. And then pulling the energy up through all the chakras, and like a fountain, let it roll down, let it part the crown chakra and fall like a waterfall back down to the roots, and pull it up through the body again. It fall like light through your aura, and then pulling it up once more. It fall as rainbow light through your aura. Wonderful circulation of energies. So in this ascending cycle of the evening star, we're opening and integrating the totality of life, of who we are, and we're really stepping into our power as Venus Inanna. Stepping into our integrity, which is the gift of the second gate. From integrity actually comes an incredible power. When we're in our integrity, it's very hard for people to throw us off course, because we know in the depths of our being the truth, the Satnam of ourselves. So let's bring that thought back with us into our waking consciousness. In integrity, I am truth. And my truth is integrity as well. And I hadn't planned that, but you'll see how it's very relevant to one of the asteroids who is conjunct the Venus and Moon. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the presentation. Oh. I don't know what happened there. You nearly lost me, I think. Hopefully that's not going to happen. Oh, there we go. Computer's doing something a bit crazy, so if I do disappear, you know why. Okay, so here we are, the Venus Moon, the Sacral Gate 2, and it's gene key 18, line 5. So this is the sacral gate, but the line 5 resonates with the throat and the voice. So we can think about connecting these chakras. The sun is in the 64th gene key. I'll talk a bit about the peacock in a bit, and that's the animal for the 64th gene key. And we've also got the backdrop of the last Venus star point in the 35, which is called Miracles and Wormholes. So we have these sort of backdrops of the VSP we call it. Okay, so Juno is playing with Venus at the sacral gate. She's, I'll show you in the chart, she's very close to where the Venus moon gate is. And Juno is the goddess of I call her the goddess of the sacred marriage, the goddess of relationships. Mythologically, her relationship with Zeus was actually very problematic. He was unfaithful and she was jealous, and it was very fraught. But what I feel that Juno invites us into in our times is to honor ourselves as the feminine, and to honor the marriage, the sacred marriage, the field of relationships, and to not act out all the old patterns, which are kind of played out in a really extreme way with Juno and Jupiter in mythology. Like the worst that men can bring is what Jupiter offers Juno, and the worst way that women could react is how Juno reacts. And the other thing with Juno, she has a lot of power. You know, unlike Ceres, she never leaves Mount Olympus, so she is kind of the queen of the citadel, if you like, and many cities actually invoke her power for themselves. Yeah, and the sun is in the 64, as I say, which is illumination, is the city, and the peacock. So it feels like there's a real resonance of where the sun is with what the alignment of the Venus Moon Juno gate is. And then we have another goddess, slap bang there, who is Aletheia, the goddess of truth. And I feel she connects us back to the 59 in the root chakra and the shadow of dishonesty, because Aletheia, she's a goddess of truth. To the Romans, she was called Veritas. So she really, in our own chart, she tells us something about our own truth. And I love just those words, Satnam. Alicia came on and she said Satnam, and it's like, I am truth, you are truth. And it's a wonderful way in this Kundalini tradition of acknowledging like the higher self that exists within all of us. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We've got Venus and the moon there, and you can, at 8 degrees of Libra. We also have the south node. So everything going on with this gate is about patterns of the past lives, or our early childhood, ancestry. These are all important themes in this gate. And then you can see on the other end, this is Juno, who is like a star with Venus, and at 9 degrees Libra. So she's bringing in the relationship field, and Aletheia is here as well, although I haven't put it on the chart. So something I noticed that I'd like to share with you about this chart. Now, I know some of you aren't really into astrology, so I want you to kind of visualize this more as geometry, like the creation of shapes and patterns. And we can see that there's quite a lot going on at the later gates with the outer planets. So let's begin. Well, firstly, let's begin here. So we have Uranus going retrograde in the end degrees, 27 degrees of Taurus. Then we have Neptune going retrograde at 28 degrees Pisces. And we have Pluto going retrograde at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So this is a lot of collective going over old ground, digging over old ground, looking at the problematic patterns, and they're really squeezing up to the surface, especially with Pluto going back into Capricorn. You know, there's lots of possibility now for seeing and identifying problematic patterns in the collective and in ourselves and shifting them. And it feels like we have two helpers. So here we have 3 points of these planets, and then we have Mercury here is at 25 degrees Leo, is now going forwards, thankfully. And we also have Pallas Athena at 29 degrees of Scorpio over here. So you kind of have this 5-pointed star, which is Venus's star, is actually 5-pointed as well. 3 retrograde outer planets, and then Mercury communication in Leo is very creative communication. And we also have Pallas Athena there, the 29 degrees Scorpio. So Pallas Athena in Scorpio is able to see beyond the veil, see the atomic level of what is going on. It's a very penetrating energy, and like a real seer energy. Imagine the third eye like magnified when Pallas is at 29 degrees Scorpio. So as well as you know, these planets going backwards are showing us where the old patterns are all cranky and they're not working anymore, and they're out of time. And then we've got the new coming in. So it's like we've been given the gift of Mercury and Pallas Athena to really see more deeply into ourselves, where the problems are. Oh, and actually I missed one. So we've actually got a 6-pointed star because we've got Estrella in Virgo, the goddess of the new golden age. And Estrella is a new esoteric ruler of Virgo. So she's all about raising our subtle awareness. So another incredibly good helper, actually, for these energies. Okay, so I'm not going to say much more about that because I don't want to overwhelm everyone with too much astrology. But there's some wonderful kind of cosmic energies available. Actually, I will say one more thing because it's just too good to be true, is that we have an Earth trine there. So we've got Vesta in Virgo, we have Hygeia, who's a healing goddess in Taurus, and we have Ceres, the mother goddess, who's all about our ability to nurture ourselves in Capricorn. So I'm going from there to here. So that's a very strong earth energy, a very strong goddess, like holding, healing, nurturing energy that we're in. So there's so much to help us, really. And that's what I always love about what I see in the cosmos is, yes, we get the challenges, but we also get lots of energy through these goddess asteroids to like break through. Okay, so I wanted to share a dream arc animal, and the dream arc animals for the 18 are the flea, the tiger, which is like amazing, and we're going to be doing the Kali meditation soon. So I think we'll be tuning a lot into tiger. That begins on the 18th of September. The Kali meditation I'm going to lead for 40 days. And then we have flea. So of all the ones, I felt like flea was the one that I think will be the best one to share to kind of help us on our journey. So I'm going to read this out. Hang on. Ooh, go back. Have to try it. Excuse this, I'm trying to move the thing out the way. Okay, so I am flea. It's the fear of imperfection, by the way. I am flea. I come when humans are too hard on themselves. I come when you need a new sense of perspective. When I come, you'd better be ready. I will bite you and bite you until you listen. You are one of the stubborn ones. But this is good. You just need to transfer that commitment onto something far more transcendent. All the energy you're wasting on the inessential, on worrying, on distractions, on thinking too much about your true role and what and why and wherefore, time to let it all go. I am a leaper. The flea's leap is a leap into the numinous realms, into the world of magic. I know that secretly this is all you wish for. So now is your chance to completely change an old pattern that has long been making you miserable. Joy is a choice made deep inside. It is made so deeply that you will need my leap to get through all the tangled webs of mind stuff you have woven down the years. So I feel that really connects into our South Node. So you have a love of purity, then purify your thinking. Go the whole of a day without a negative thought. Do this. If you fail, don't beat yourself up. Just continue and come back again the next day and the next day and the next. If you can manage this one task, then you will be ready for the flea's leap. I understand it may take some time, and that is fine. We have the rest of your life. Stop with these self-judgments. Gentleness is all. To be gentle with yourself. Perfection exists only on the higher planes of reality. Do not seek it here in the world. Understand that perfection is already yours. Once you began to contact your own soul, you will find it, and then you will stop trying to recreate it outside. Then you can enjoy the perfection of the imperfect. Ah, the beauty of nature. Go into a forest and look, really look. You will see a tangle of random processes. No neat clippings here. But isn't there beauty? Isn't there chaos perfectly balanced? The same with you. Even the shadow, even ugliness, even that is part of the beautiful pattern you must learn to see. This is the whole of the flea's leap. Go on then, and do not waste time. You have work to do. Lighten up, loosen up. The magical world of the eternal is yours for the taking. Just soften and let go of that old way of thinking. And you will learn to see once again through the blissful eyes of the heart. Love is all. So let's just take a moment to breathe into that incredible message from Flea. This is a real gene key of the mind. So this month ahead is fantastic for working with our thoughts and really knowing, seeing those thoughts, those horrible, aggressive thoughts towards ourselves, and just no, 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 no. And just keeping going with it. And I think if we all do that, that's going to be a big shift for us. I know that's been a big theme for me at the moment. I sort of feel these things as I'm working with them. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording now. And yeah, just for anyone watching, on Soul Tribe, we're going to start this Kali. It's the most amazing meditation on the 18th of September, and it'll go through all the way until the European clocks change. That's the day it finishes, which feels like wow. And yeah, it's got all kinds of things that will tune us into Kali and really purify the lines of the aura and bring us into our power. So it feels like it's really going to be useful for the Inanna process as well. Okay, so I'll stop the recording.